is me, Ryan from Ryan Studios.
And the Music Man Reviewer.
And we're going to review Avengers Endgame, which came out 3 weeks ago, but we were both really busy and we weren't able to do the review, so now it's finally out, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. So, on the list here that we have, we're going to start talking about Thanos. So, my initial thoughts of him, I didn't really enjoy him that much in this movie. He didn't really do much until the end, but I thought that the way he figured out that they were using time travel and how he kind of like changed Nebula or whatever he did to disguise her, I thought that was pretty smart. I do think that he was better in Avengers Infinity War just because he was like a villain. He was really good. His motivations were good, but he did also have morals. Like unlike the Joker from The Dark Knight, he didn't have any morals, but he actually like spared the Avengers obviously until he snaps. So what do you think, Tyler?
I think the same thing. I completely agree. I also think that Thanos at the end was very smart.
Yeah.
Figuring all that out. Like, he wasn't a stupid villain, which I appreciated. But, yeah, I felt like that was really good.
Mm-hmm. And, how he died. So, I thought it was kind of... I liked how he kind of died, which...
At the beginning, it was funny. I liked how...
yeah, that I was kind of surprised when I first saw it. Everyone was like, 5 years later, like, what's gonna happen?
It was like 10 minutes into the movie, we were all like, where are they going from here?
Yeah. But I knew that in the trailers he was in it, other than that one scene. So
yeah, same.
That I feel like the trailers kind of gave away for me. So when they were when Black Widow sacrificed herself, and they were fighting. I didn't know which one was gonna which one was gonna die first. But then I remember in the trailer, there was this one clip of Hawkeye, and he was like in the tunnel or whatever.
Yeah, I knew that Hawkeye was gonna live because he was in the tunnel.
Yeah, and I'm like, there's no really trailer parts that I can remember that had Black Widow in it, other than the time when she was shooting the thing, which was shooting the target, which was never actually in the movie.
Yeah, that wasn't even in the movie.
I think it could be deleted.
I forgot about that.
I think that would be a deleted scene. That would make sense, right?
Yeah, but I don't really know when that would occur, like, timeline-wise.
Maybe it would just be like when she was with Steve or whatever in Avengers Compound. Maybe it'd be around then.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe she's just getting her anger out and how they lost or whatever. So, yeah. Next on the list, Captain America. So, my initial thoughts, he was probably one of the 4 MVPs of the Endgame. He, of course, picked up Mjolnir, which was like one of the best movie scenes of all time. And then he also stood, he was facing Thanos' entire army with a half-broken shield. And I thought that was a really beautiful moment. Probably goes down to history as one of the best cinematic shots of all time. I thought he was pretty good in it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Captain America was definitely MVP of the entire movie.
I have 4 MVPs. I would say Captain America just because he all the stuff he did. Iron Man because he snapped and he was also pretty good in the movie.
Let's just talk about Robert Downey Jr.'s performance. That was the best performance I've ever seen from him for Iron Man.
I agree.
100%. Infinity War, he was hilarious.
Yeah.
But like this, he was...
Yeah, he was more serious.
Yeah.
But also, one thing that didn't make sense is he invented time travel in like a couple hours, and they could have done that 5 years ago. And obviously technology hasn't advanced.
I thought that was really funny. He just figured it out. It wasn't supposed to be, but he was like, I've got it.
Yeah.
He was like, what? Time travel.
Obviously he could have done that 5 years ago, because if but half the population disappeared, which means that technology is not going to advance as quick. It would advance half as slow as it usually would. So, he could have figured it out a while ago. But, so let's go back to Cap. So, because Iron Man, of course, is next on the list, but Captain America, I thought they ended him well. I'm happy they didn't kill him, because he didn't really deserve to die. But I'm happy that he got to live with Peggy at the end, because that was just nice. He was always selfless. I've heard this before.
It was good to see him like do something for a change for himself.
Yeah, because he always does things for other people. He's like selfless, but now he had like it's okay to be selfish, but he was selfless his entire life basically. So he got what he deserved,
Yeah.
a life. So I thought they ended that well. Now I know there's gonna be a on the Disney streaming service Disney Plus. They're gonna do a Bucky and Falcon TV show, which I think will be pretty cool. As Falcon is now Captain America and all that.
I'm glad it was Falcon and not Bucky. Like, if they give it to Bucky, hey, it's to the society, it wouldn't make sense because he wasn't past terrorist. So
He was not a terrorist, more like an assassin. But I see your thoughts. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But I know in the comics, I heard somewhere that Bucky was Captain America for some point of time, because in the
they
comics,
both were.
yeah, because in the comics, um, after like this, they did like a Civil War arc kind of thing, like they did in the MCU, and Captain America ended up dying at the end of it.
He died in Civil War usually.
Yeah, but and then Bucky took the mantle.
Yeah, sometimes it's Bucky, sometimes it's not.
Yeah, but did you know that the CGI was actually Chris Evans for?
Yeah, I knew that.
It looked amazing. Like if he, like 80 years.
Well, they really did good with de-aging and aging.
Yeah, they did really good with that. Disney's, I think, one of the best in terms of de-aging and aging people. Like in Star Wars, they did really well with that. In Pirates of the Caribbean with Johnny Depp, and the fifth one, they did really well with that too.
That was good too.
So now Iron Man. So, what are your thoughts of Iron Man? Because I know you're like a big Iron Man fan.
Not gonna lie, really sad that he died. I didn't think that had to happen, but to be honest, in the context of the movie, I was actually okay with it. I felt like it was his time, and I feel like he will be back. This won't be the end of him, but yeah, loved him throughout the entire thing. I liked seeing him like burnt out and like just kind of done. I liked that.
I think there was no other way they could have ended him more perfectly.
Oh, the funny thing is, by the way, he had more chemistry with Tom Holland than he did with his daughter.
Oh wow.
Did you know?
Oh
that?
yeah. Oh,
In
that
the
kind of
movie,
makes sense.
Like the daughter was like kind of like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think that they ended him perfectly. Like I think there was no other way they could have ended him more better. Like he said, "I am Iron Man," snapped. Thanos' army was completely destroyed, and I think that ended perfectly. And then Pepper said, "It's okay, you can rest now." I thought that was perfect.
Yeah, that was good.
And yeah, I thought him and his daughter. I like this thing that "Love You 3000" because now in like every single Endgame video, someone's gonna say "I love this thing," whatever 3000. So yeah, but actually,
You want to know why they did that, right?
it's because he actually says that to his kids or whatever.
No, like why they did that?
Why?
Because there's 3,000 minutes in a Marvel movie. Like in all the Marvel movies, there's 3,000 minutes.
Yeah, I also heard that that's what Robert Downey Jr. says to his kids.
When he says, "Oh, it's been 22 days," it's because it's just 21 days because it's a 20-second Marvel movie.
Yeah. Oh, do you see the new Rockstars video on that? That's why you know that.
No, I just knew that.
Oh, okay. I think that they ended him perfectly. I also think that he could be back. Like you saw towards the end in his funeral, that he had like that kind of hologram of him talking, because in case he like died. I thought that was cool. I think they're gonna do something like that. They're gonna keep continuing something like that.
No, in the comic books, he does come back in the form of a hologram, like where his personality and everything is there, and then he's talking to everyone, like, and he's like perfectly like there, and then he like gets the suit and stuff, and he travels around with that, and at one point he even gets his regular body back. So that's why I think he will be back.
I think if they bring him back though, they should only do it like once or twice for like a little bit. I don't think they should overuse him.
Well, if they bring it, he could be in almost every Marvel movie if they do a hologram. Just like make a little, like be in it like a couple times if they ever need help with something.
But I thought that was cool. Okay, so next on the list, the Hulk. So the Hulk didn't really do much in the movie. I really liked how he was like the Professor Hulk. I really like that. I think they did really good with that.
Yeah.
He had some funny moments. He's like, in my mind, that's a win. That was kind of funny. He's also one of the MVPs for me as well, just because he brought everyone back with the snap.
Oh, Hulk. Yeah, I really liked Professor Hulk. I know certain people didn't like that they did that. I loved it.
Yeah, the CGI was okay on Mark Ruffalo. I think they did it pretty well. I think I really would have really liked to see the Hulk versus the old Hulk. So like the old Hulk versus the new Hulk. I think that would be pretty cool.
Bit of a gap.
Also, yeah, kind of like that. But I think that what should have happened is that Hulk's crippled arm should be kind of be like a Bucky arm, where it's like vibranium. I think that would be really cool.
Ant-Man, by the way, I really liked him in this movie.
Yeah, he was funny. I was kind of like, okay, the rat got him out. Like, I guess the reason there were so many different outcomes of 14,605,000 outcomes was because the rat hit the wrong buttons or whatever. I actually saw a Film Theory's video on it, and it was kind of interesting, but I don't know, I was kind of lost halfway into it. It was just so complicated.
I really liked Ant-Man, like a lot. It shows what he can do as a character, and if they actually got a better director signed on and a better script with context, that character could do so much more. Like in the Groot movies, he's always so good. Like, just get a better director, and then he will be like perfect.
Yes, definitely.
I loved him in this movie. He was funny.
No, I didn't see the original Ant-Man, but I did see Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I thought they did pretty well on Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was definitely a fun movie, though.
It was better than the first, I think. I don't really remember the first too well. I saw it.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I know what kind of happens, like the general what happens, but I think Ant-Man and the Wasp was definitely really good. It was definitely a fun movie after Infinity War, which is pretty sad at the end.
Yeah.
Now I kind of want to add something in. Doctor Strange. He wasn't in the movie, but I think that he is also should be on the MVP list just for him and Wong. Just for bringing everyone back in those portals. That has to be one of my favorite movie scenes of all time. Just Captain America, and then everyone comes up behind him. It was just a beautiful moment, and then Captain America gets Mjolnir and says, "Avengers assemble!" Best thing ever. Crowd was going insane in my movie theater.
Same. I went on Thursday night, so picture your crowd, but like 1,000 times like louder.
Yeah, I went on Friday night, and it was so packed. It was really funny.
Bro, we got there at 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock, right? The movie started. We got there at 5 o'clock. The movie started at like 6. It was already halfway full when we got there.
Yeah, so when we got there to see Endgame, the movie theater, it was like half full. But then when we came out of the bathroom, everyone was there. It was so insanely crowded, and it was everyone seeing Endgame. I saw it in the RPX, and I thought that was it was amazing. The crowd was just amazing. We'll get into the crowd a little later after a few things, but it was cool. And then 2 days ago, I saw Tolkien in the movies, and there was like 2 people there, and I'm like, well, this is 100% less people than there was when I saw Endgame. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Doctor Strange, I definitely think he should be on the MVP along with Wong just for bringing everyone back.
I feel like Ant-Man should be on there just for having the best line.
What was his line?
The one about when he's like, I think you look great, Cap. As far as I'm concerned, that's America's ass.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
That was the best line.
Okay, the final battle. I think that has to be one of the best scenes of all time.
Yeah.
It didn't break the record for the longest battle because it would have, because I know Captain America Civil War and holds that record for longest continuous battle. Endgame would have beaten it if they didn't have that kind of split between the Cap, Iron Man, and Thor fighting Thanos and the end final battle. Um,
Yeah.
but I like they had the woman moment, which I like, it was okay. I didn't really care for it, but
I thought it was cool because they hinted at A-Team.
yeah, I think that was pretty cool. It was okay.
Not team. I don't know what it's called.
For me, it's okay. I don't. If they made an 18 movie, I would definitely see it, and I would probably definitely enjoy it. It's just like, it's whatever for me. It's
Yeah. Wait, I'll be back.
okay. So, um, the audience and crowd. So when I saw Endgame, I just told you it was extremely crowded. There was like no room. It took me like 20 minutes to get a popcorn and a soda. It's just incredibly crowded. But everyone there was like wearing Marvel shirts. It was so just like cool.
There was a bunch of people there like in costumes.
I didn't really see anyone in costumes. It was more in just shirts, but
I saw people with like random masks.
I might have seen someone with a Thor's hammer, possibly. I don't know, but it was pretty cool. And then like every single moment, really, that was interesting was like clapping, cheering, wooing. There was no one like it was just amazing. And then everyone was just incredibly silent for like the movie. No one said anything. No one was on their phones. It was great.
There was one person that was like talking through the entire thing next to me.
Oh, there was one kid recording it in front of me. He was recording the
Wait, he was recording the movie?
No, he was recording the end of it, like the last 2 minutes of it.
That might have been the thing I saw on YouTube.
I don't know. It was like I was like right against the wall. The theater we saw it in was enormous, but yeah, the crowd was amazing. Everyone was cheering. The cheering when Captain America picked up Mjolnir was insane. Like, you couldn't even hear the movie. It was great. I would say that's the most fun theater experience I've ever had.
Yeah.
Like, when we saw a few years back, I think that the best audience reaction for me back before I saw Endgame had to have been when I saw The Force Awakens, because people really liked that. People were clapping and cheering and stuff. Of course.
Yeah, they did that in our movie too, especially when Harrison Ford came out.
Yeah, definitely. But like when Han Solo died, it was kind of no one really cheered or anything.
No.
I bet if someone did,
started clapping at one point, like when they shouldn't have.
Yeah, there was a few stray claps where just one person clapping. My friend, and two other people sitting next to us did try starting to clap at this one moment. But even when everyone came out of the portals, though, like everyone got claps. Like, it was great. Like Black Panther got a clap, Spider-Man got a clap.
They clapped one for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, like even like Gamora and like Valkyrie.
People freaked out a lot, like when Black Panther walked out.
Yeah, that was a pretty popular one. And Spider-Man, and then the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, even Gamora got claps, and like Valkyrie got claps.
You know, I assumed that Spider-Man would be the first one out of the portal.
He kind of was, but I think that was pretty cool, and I also liked how they kind of displayed it where Hulk snapped his fingers, and then it brought everyone back, and then Hawkeye's phone just go off, and then Ant-Man just looks at the sky, and then Thanos' ship just comes down and like wrecks the entire thing.
That was cool.
That was pretty cool. Now I really liked their Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America's teamwork against Thanos, because it kind of reminded me in the first Avengers movie when they were all fighting each other. Now they're fighting together, and then they're like using their abilities and their like weapons, like combining them together, and then Captain America with Mjolnir and his shield like slamming it together, and like Thanos was pretty cool. So, okay, this was funny. So, you know how Thanos and the Lego sets for Infinity War had a butter knife? Like, huge butter knife.
Yeah, that was actually accurate.
It was accurate to Endgame. But it wasn't a double butter knife, but it was a single butter knife.
Bro,
But
they
that,
literally, bro, the Infinity War sets literally spoiled
yeah, pretty much. Uh,
Endgame.
but I
We
think,
were all like, okay, so there's this random thing that obviously he's not gonna have, and then you go to Endgame and you're like, crap.
there was only two Endgame sets that were actually accurate, though, which is kind of funny. Just
Well,
it was
Quinjet was barely in the movie. I wouldn't count that.
the Quinjet was in the movie for 5 seconds when they were getting Thor, but and then of course
The
Avengers.
Milano had a bigger presence in the film than
Yeah.
the.
Well, I don't. It's not called the Millennium. It's kind of called the Benatar, apparently.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still gonna call it Milano. Like all the different versions, it's just gonna be the Milano to me.
Okay, so spoiler issue. So now there's a bunch of spoiler issues. So someone at school said Iron Man died. Of course, I didn't believe it, and I kind of forgot about it. So, Tyler, you said you kind of got spoiled, right?
No.
Oh, I thought you said.
I said everyone was spoiling it at school the next day, but I had already seen it Thursday night, so it was fine.
Oh, so the kind of thing that with me, everyone was looking at school. Everyone was just looking up spoilers just to spoil it for the people that were gonna see the movie. I needed to see it Friday, and I was promised that I would see it Friday because with me for Infinity War, I saw it like 2 weeks after it came out because I saw, of course, The Cursed Child on Broadway. Of course, I'd rather see that than Infinity War. But the thing was that that Monday I went to school. I was spoiled within. I wasn't even at school yet, and I was already spoiled. That was the thing.
Well, what happened? What happened all around my school? Some jerk decided to spoil it on Snapchat, which a lot of kids in my school have and like use frequently. I
Yeah.
haven't, but I use it. So they decided to go on there, and then they got it spoiled, right? And then kids go around school spoiling the biggest spoiler for everyone else on Friday. And they also spoiled some of the movie, some of the other stuff they looked up online and spoiled as well. So I faced a similar issue, but I had already seen it, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, so I heard Iron Man died, but of course I kind of didn't believe it, and because in my mind I kept saying, on Marvel's part, it would be a it would be a bad decision financially because all the movies that Iron Man was in, or Robert Downey Jr. was in, did better than all the other ones, like money wise. So I thought they wouldn't really kill them off, but in the long run, it kind of made sense. I did hear that Black Widow get her heart ripped out, but I don't think that would happen, so I kind of didn't believe it. The same kind of thing happened to me, so I was on a live stream. I was going to see The Last Jedi on a Saturday, and then someone said that Luke and Snoke would die, and I didn't really believe it because I'm like, why would they kill off Luke? Why would they kill off Snoke? And then it ended up happening in the movie, which I didn't really care because like I didn't believe it. I was still surprised in the end.
Yeah, I got The Force Awakens spoiled for me, and I was mad.
Oh yeah, with me,
the entire thing. I went to a Christmas party on Friday night. Some kid decides to go to school and spoil it for this other kid, and this other kid that he got it spoiled for decides to spoil it for everyone there.
Yeah, I think spoiling.
He goes, what's his name is actually a Skywalker, and yeah.
I think that they should.
Solo guys, like really.
I think, like, okay, I watched a video a long time ago, and it was like why spoilers are like is as bad as stealing, and it made so much sense. Like they're basically robbing you of a good experience of a movie. That's basically what it is.
I knew as soon as you said the title that that's what it was going to be about.
Like it like kind of ruins your experience. I only got for Infinity War. I only got spoiled who gets snapped away, but like plot point wise, I was pretty surprised. I didn't know how Gamora was gonna die. I thought she just got snapped away. But like yeah, it was kind of depressing for me. But I think that they should to help the spoiler issue. I think what they should do is keep the movie under wraps as much as they could. They did the best job they possibly could at keeping spoilers scarce. But I think what they should do is just have the world premiere on Friday and have no Thursday showings.
No, I think they should have Thursday showings.
Okay, at least Thursday showings.
I feel like just don't spoil spoil movies online or after you see it. Like, Thursday night showings, that's a good thing. But, like, they shouldn't have spoilers online. If you try to post it, you should not be allowed to.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing because especially if you have like a lot of social media, you can get like when I'm like
My
of
one
course
friend got it spoiled on Reddit, I think.
yeah.
Or TikTok. My one friend got it spoiled on TikTok.
I think what they should do is that if you have
Who still hasn't seen the movie yet? At this point, if you haven't seen the movie, it's your fault.
yeah, obviously
2 weeks, that should be good. Or even the first weekend. But, like, 2 weeks, I understand. If you're busy the entire first weekend, there's got to be a day the second weekend or during the week that you could go. I feel like once it's reached the 2-week part for this movie and for Marvel movies, it's your fault.
yeah. I do think that you should definitely see it first weekend though. If it's a big movie like this, you should definitely see it. The weekend, at least the week.
If you can though. Some people might be away, they might be busy.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. I was gonna see Infinity War the day after it came out on the Saturday, and then of course we got tickets for The Cursed Child, and then we never ended up going. But I was like still happy, I didn't really care. I kind of forgot about it, but then people started spoiling at school, and I was just really mad. And
why didn't you go on Sunday?
because I think we were busy on Sunday.
Oh.
No, I think it might have been Mother's Day.
That's why. Okay, that makes sense.
So that's kind of the thing. Also, there's this one story I saw on my feed in Google that there is this one person in like Japan or China that apparently was outside of the movie theater. He just came from seeing Endgame, and there's people going in. I believe this was on like a Wednesday or something, or like no a Thursday, and basically he spoiled the entire movie for everyone, and then he got a bunch of ribs broken and a broken jaw as well.
Wow.
Because people beat him up. It's a serious thing for most people. Like at this point, I feel like they should just make spoiling things a crime. Like I kind of feel like that's far fetched, but like and thinking about some ways, it makes sense. Cause like what I said with robbing experiences. But like it's kind of hard to prevent that though.
It really is. That's a major issue. I feel like this one, if you didn't see it opening weekend, it's funny.
Like back then, it was really hard to get.
For this movie, it's fine. Go to school Monday, you can spoil it, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I was everyone.
But the Friday, the third. After the screening, and then you go to school. If you get it spoiled for yourself, don't go to school on Friday. And you're not a Marvel fan, don't go to school on Friday. If you've seen it, or if you've seen spoilers for it, just spoiling it for people that care.
Yeah, that's just a really mean thing to do. And when I said back to the person spoiling it, you can get seriously. You can get serious.
I spoiled it for someone accidentally who didn't see it, like who wasn't planning on seeing it until it came out on DVD. So like it's. Like, if you're waiting that long, you're gonna get spoiled eventually.
This one thing though that kind of I realized was this was one of the first Marvel movies that actually didn't get spoiled. Because I remember I got Captain America Civil War.
I didn't get a single thing spoiled. Well, yeah, you did. You heard Iron Man died, but you didn't believe it.
Yeah, I didn't believe it. That's the thing that helped me a few times. But, yeah, I think that's kind of stupid though. But I'm also happy that they released the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer 2 after the fact. So after Endgame, that was kind of smart. I think that was just pretty good that they did that.
Far From Home, I'm really excited for.
Yeah, so let's start talking about that because there's not many things that.
Multiverse, please bring Venom in.
I think.
Bring in the Spider-Verse people. Bring in them all. Come on, please.
I think
you have the multiverse now. Bring back Iron Man. Do something with it.
Okay, what I think.
Please don't just have Mysterio lie in the trailers and then not do it at all. Please.
Okay,
please
what I think that they should do is if
at this point, Spider-Verse has done a multiverse.
Since Disney has the rights to the X-Men, I think what they should do now is they should use the multiverse to get the X-Men and to combine Spider-Verse and Venom and the X-Men, and then have
I'm sure they will.
and expand on the.
But But I'm sure they might just use it for Fantastic Four and X-Men. But please do Venom and the other Spider-Man.
Yeah, Venom, I think, would be really a lot
You're
more.
introducing it in Spider-Man. If you don't do a Spider-Man thing with it, like at some point, good, introduce it in there, establish it, let us know it's a thing, bring in other people. But like, please use it for something else.
And I think that with Venom's problem, it just didn't have the Marvel shine to it. It was a good movie. Venom was a good movie. I think it just needs to have a Spider-Man shine with it, or like a Marvel shine. I think it would just be so much more of like a better movie, and I think it would definitely do a lot better. And financially for Fox and Sony, it would be a good idea.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I did. So now wishes. What was I have like a couple wishes. What is your wishes, Tyler?
What?
That like happened in the movie, or what you want to have as an outcome?
Well, the final battle, that's pretty much completely happened like the way I wanted it to.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know. I expected more action. I expected something different than we got, but I wound up liking what we got, so I was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I expected something different.
Yeah, I know there's a bunch of people that didn't really like Endgame just because of the time travel, and there was not a lot of action in it, but I thought there was...
I liked Infinity War better. Here's why. I feel like everything in that movie, like every scene was crafted and done perfectly. Every scene mattered. I just don't feel the same way for Endgame. I feel like they could have done without some of those scenes and like shortened it and maybe added more meaning to some of those scenes. But like there was a lot of meaning to the film overall, but like you don't really get that the full picture until you finish the movie. Which fine, it's fair. But Infinity War, like there was meaning all throughout. And you could just see it.
Yeah, I think so. I posted a picture on Discord the other day, and it was basically a list of video ideas for the summer, and of course, top 10 movies was on there. And I did end up making my list, and somewhere in that list is Endgame and Infinity War, but they're paired together because each movie, both of those movies, kind of build off each other, and it just makes each movie a lot better.
I really liked in this movie how they approached time travel because they were like, oh, it doesn't affect the present, blah, 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 blah. It won't change anything, blah, 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 blah. It would just bring the people back into that day and era, which is good because that means Infinity War still happened. Like, my worry was going to be like, look, Infinity War, look at that perfect film. And then with Endgame, if they did time travel, they would just wipe the entire thing away, and it would never happen. But the way they did it, like actually happened, and they come back like 5 years later. So I really liked that.
Yeah, the thing that I don't.
And by the way, you know what didn't make sense?
What?
If it was 5 years later, and you showed Spider-Man at the end hugging Ned, wouldn't Ned be in like college now?
Maybe he got snapped too.
No, he survived the snap.
I don't know. I want.
And wouldn't a lot of their classmates be like, you know, in college?
Yeah, that's one thing. But also another is if you were married to someone and your other died and you remarried, what would happen?
What do you mean?
Like, so say.
Oh, in that time frame.
Yeah.
A whole time. Crap.
Yeah, I think.
Well, that's not that big of a deal.
It would also be a really big problem.
The Spider-Man thing's more of an issue. Think about it.
It would also make a lot more problems because if you think about it,
think about the Spider-Man thing though. Everyone would be in college. I don't understand. How are they not?
Well, we'll have to find out. But the one thing that doesn't make sense is when you got snapped, you get snapped to the same place that you got when you died. You go back to the same place. So if you died in a car in the road and the car was moved, you would you would come back onto the road.
Yeah, but 5 years still passed though.
Yeah, but you would.
They know that. So like, how did he just go back to high school? Like they remember the time frame where he wasn't there. Like I don't understand.
I think that it would come up with a lot of problems. I'm interested to see how Spider-Man Far From Home kind of tackles this big issue. And yeah, and also with like population, I think that it would also be a big problem because if you think about it, the food. when everyone disappeared, there was probably a huge panic, and they took a lot of food. Now there's not going to be a lot of food left over because everyone
That's
kept
not true. They
like,
have a lot more. Remember the whole point of the snap was to give people more food, resources, blah blah blah
yeah.
blah. They'll be fine.
But the thing is, in panics, of stores are raided completely. Like they're
No, they
done.
wouldn't be raided. People disappeared. They know that. That has nothing to do with food, really.
I guess. But my one wish, what I really happened. Now, Tyler did tell me that the end credit scene was just a bunch of clanging noises. I asked him to tell me what it was. So it's nothing. I'm not mad at you or anything. But the one thing I wish would happen for the end credit scene was that Deadpool would make a fourth wall break and be like, "Hey guys, remember that Fox and Disney deal?" And then the movie would just end. That's what should have happened.
Yeah.
You know how insane people would have done for that?
Yeah.
I think that they should have done that.
They either should have done that, or like they should have actually shown. Like it was obviously Iron Man working on the first Iron Man suit, but what if it wasn't? What if it was the kid from Iron Man 3?
Yeah, he was also in the movie on
What if it
Tony's
was
funeral.
the kid from Iron Man 3 making his suit?
Yeah, one thing that they apparently replaced that clanging noise for on the end credits thing for the new Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. I heard
How
that.
do you know?
Because I saw a post about it, that they changed the end credit scene from the clanging noise. They completely took that out and turned it into the Far From Home trailer for the second one. Yeah. Which, it makes sense. You're promoting your next movie. I think they should do that, actually. Like, the next movie, they should have a trailer for it. I was really thinking that they would have a new Spider-Man Far From Home trailer right before Endgame, but then I'm like, I'm kind of happy they didn't, because then it might have spoiled Endgame. Imagine that.
They wouldn't have done that, though.
I know, but what if it was like a mistake that the movie theater made, and they show that trailer right before Endgame starts, and it spoils it.
Iron Man dead.
Yeah, it spoils it for everyone. I know there was this one really funny video that went viral a few years ago. The movie.
Force Awakens.
Yeah, they did like
funny.
a trivia, and then it said like, "How did Chewbacca die?" And it was so.
Where was General Leia's final resting place?
It was so funny that I'm like, I would have just left if that happened to me.
A lot of people did, but then a lot of people came back because the people told them that I was fake. But like, it basically did spoil the movie for them because it showed everyone but Han Solo.
Not really.
Yeah,
but I thought that was kind of funny. I remember.
It showed that everyone died besides Han Solo.
I remember being so excited for The Force Awakens when I saw that. I remember it was snowing that day, and we saw it that Saturday. It was great. Okay, so now overall, what did you think?
What do you mean?
Like overall, just like anything you want to add?
I think that's a good ending.
Yeah, I think that Avengers Endgame was great. I would probably rate it a 9.5 out of 10.
9 for me.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It definitely deserves all the money it got. I think by the end of this weekend...
We're coming for you, Titanic.
Titanic was already beaten.
No, we're coming for you, Avatar.
Yeah, Avatar's like 200K away.
Yeah, screw you, Avatar.
Yeah. But just remember that Avatar's the first...
They pushed back the release of the second Avatar. They're scared of Endgame.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think that...
Even though Disney's doing it, so...
But the thing is, the first Avatar... It was the first Avatar movie. Got $2.7 billion. Imagine what the sequel would get. And the third one, and the fourth one, and the fifth one.
It only did that... It's not as popular anymore.
Just wait until the people come back. They're like, oh, they're making a second one now, 16 years later. I think that...
People would be like, oh, they're just trying to ride off Endgame, and then they wouldn't go.
Maybe. I would definitely see it, though, because I really liked Avatar.
Even though it's been announced even before Endgame has, so...
Okay, so,
I see it, though, too.
So that's kind of it. Thank you guys all for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to me, Tyler, and aka TheMusicManReviewer, and join me. And also the link to his channel will be in the description below, so check him out. he hasn't been as active, but I'll push him. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.
Bye, sisters.